Your worth is not determined by your words, but by your actions. Your value is not measured by what you say, but by what you do. In a world where everyone is talking, screaming for attention, the true leaders, the real game changers, they're the ones who let their actions speak louder than their words. Imagine a world where you could prove your worth without uttering a single word. A world where your very presence commands respect, where your actions inspire others, where your silent dedication moves mountains. Right? This isn't just a dream, my friends. This is the reality that awaits those who understand the power of silent impact. Today, we're going to explore 9 powerful ways to prove your worth without saying a word. These are not just theories or ideas. These are battle-tested strategies that have transformed ordinary individuals into extraordinary leaders. These are the silent weapons of those who understand that true power lies not in what you say, but in who you are and what you do. 1. The power of presence. Let me tell you something profound. Your mere presence can speak volumes. When you walk into a room, do people notice? Do they feel a shift in the atmosphere? This isn't about being loud or demanding attention. No, this is about carrying yourself with such dignity, such purpose, that people, you see, presence is not about physical size or volume of voice. It's about the energy you bring into a space. It's about the confidence that radiates from within you. It's about the purpose that drives your every step. I remember the story of a young man who worked in a large corporation. He wasn't the most talkative person in meetings. In fact, he rarely spoke up. But every time he entered the room, people noticed because he carried himself with such poise, such quiet confidence that people couldn't help but pay attention. He didn't need to say a word to prove his worth. His presence alone commanded respect. People knew that when he was in the room, something significant was about to happen. That's the power of presence. So how do you develop this kind of presence? It starts with self-awareness. Know who you are. Know your value. Understand your purpose. When you're grounded in these truths, it shows in how you carry yourself. Stand tall. Make eye contact. Move with purpose. These simple physical actions can dramatically change how others perceive you. But remember, it's not just about the external. True presence comes from within. It comes from a deep-seated confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table. Cultivate this presence and you'll find that you don't need words to prove your worth. Your very being will speak for itself. 2, the art of active listening. In a world full of noise, the ability to truly listen is a rare and valuable skill. Most people are so busy thinking about what they're going to say next that they never really hear what's being said. But the person who masters the art of active listening, they stand out like a beacon in the night. Active listening is not just about staying quiet while others speak. It's about fully engaging with what's being said. It's about showing through your body language, your facial expressions, and your follow-up actions that you've not just heard but understood and valued what was shared. I once knew a woman who rarely spoke in meetings. But when she did, everyone listened. Why? Because they knew that she had been listening intently to everything that had been said. Their comments were always insightful, always relevant, because she had truly heard and processed what others were saying. This woman didn't need to constantly interject or dominate the conversation to prove her worth. Her ability to listen actively, to truly hear and understand others, made her an invaluable member of any team. So how can you master this art? Start by giving your full attention to the speaker. Put away your phone, turn away from your computer. Make eye contact. Nod to show you're following along. Ask clarifying questions when appropriate. But it goes beyond just the moment of conversation. Take notes if necessary. Follow up on what was discussed. Show through your actions that you not only heard, but valued and acted upon what was shared. In a world where everyone is clamoring to be heard, the person who truly listens stands out. They prove their worth not through constant talking, but through the profound impact of their attention and understanding. 3, the impact of consistency. Let me tell you something powerful. Consistency is the silent language of trustworthiness. In a world of constant change and fleeting commitments, the person who shows up consistently, who delivers consistently, who maintains their standards consistently, that person is worth their weight in gold. Consistency isn't flashy. It doesn't draw attention to itself. But over time, it builds a reputation stronger than any words could create. It's like water dripping on a stone. One drop doesn't seem to do much. Day after day, year after year, that distant drip can carve through solid rock. I knew a man who worked in a small company. He wasn't the most outgoing person. He didn't give rousing speeches or come up with revolutionary ideas. But every single day he showed up on time. He completed his tasks with excellence. He treated everyone with respect. Day in, day out, year after year. Do you know what happened? When it came time for promotions, his name was at the top of the list. Why? Because his consistency had silently but powerfully proven his worth. His leaders knew they could count on him. His colleagues trusted him. His consistency spoke louder than any words could have. So how do you harness the power of consistency? Start small. Choose one area of your life or work where you want to make an impact. It could be as simple as always being on time or always following through on your commitments. Then commit to consistency in that area. Not just for the day or a week or a month, but consistently over the long haul. It won't be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when it seems like it doesn't matter. But push through. Be consistent. Over time, you'll find that your consistency becomes a powerful testament to your character. It will speak of your reliability, your dedication, your trustworthiness, and all without you having to say a word. 4, the eloquence of body language. Your body speaks a language all its own. And let me tell you, people are listening. They may not consciously register every movement, every gesture, but subconsciously, your body language is constantly communicating your confidence, your attitude, your level of engagement. The way you stand, the way you walk, the way you make eye contact. All of these silent signals are constantly telling the world who you are and what you're about. Are you slouched and avoiding eye contact? That sends one message. Are you standing tall, shoulders back? I remember watching a young entrepreneur pitch his idea to a group of investors. His product was solid, his business plan was sound. But do you know what really sold them? It was the way he carried himself. And the confidence in his stance, the passion that showed in his eyes, the energy that radiated from his every movement. He didn't need to boast about his abilities or his commitment. His body language said it all. It spoke of his belief in his product, his dedication to his vision, his readiness to put in the hard work necessary for success. So how can you make your body language work for you? Start by being aware of it. Pay attention to how you're standing, how you're moving. Are you projecting confidence and engagement or insecurity and disinterest? Practice good posture. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin up. Make eye contact when you're speaking to someone. Use open gestures rather than closed ones. Smile genuinely when it's appropriate. But remember, it's not just about mimicking confident body language. It's about cultivating genuine confidence and letting that shine through in how you carry yourself. When your inner confidence aligns with your outer expression, that's when your body language becomes truly powerful. Master the silent language of your body, and you'll find that you can communicate volumes about your worth without ever saying a word. 5, the power of punctuality. Time, my friends, is the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But how we use those hours, and more importantly, how we respect the time of others, that speaks volumes about our character and our worth. Punctuality is not just about being on time. It's a statement about how you value others. It's a declaration of your reliability. It's a testament to your self-discipline and your ability to manage your life effectively. When you consistently arrive on time or early, you're sending a powerful message. You're saying, I respect you. I value this opportunity. I'm dependable. And you're saying all of this without uttering a single word. They once knew a man who was always without fail 5 minutes early to every meeting, every appointment. He wasn't the most skilled person in his field. He wasn't the most charismatic. But do you know what happened? He rose through the ranks faster than anyone expected. Why? Because his punctuality spoke of his character. It proved his reliability. It showed his respect for others and his commitment to his responsibilities. His consistent punctuality was a silent but powerful proof of his worth. So how can you harness the power of punctuality? Start by recognizing its importance. Understand that being on time is not just a nice gesture. It's a statement about who you are. Then make it a non-negotiable standard in your life. Plan to arrive early. Account for potential delays. Prioritize your commitments and learn to say no when necessary to ensure you can be punctual for the things you've said yes to. It won't always be easy. There will be times when circumstances conspire against you. But make punctuality your goal always. When you do arrive late, acknowledge it, apologize sincerely, and then redouble your efforts to be on time in the future. Remember, every time you arrive on time, you're silently but powerfully proving your worth. You're showing that you can be counted on, that you respect others, that you are a person of your word. And in a world where time is increasingly precious, that is incredibly valuable. 6, the eloquence of your work. In this world, talk is cheap, but quality work, that's priceless. The excellence of your work, the attention to detail you bring to your tasks, the consistency of your output, these speak louder about your worth than any words ever could. You see, when you consistently produce high quality work, you're making a statement. You're saying, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is the standard I hold myself to. And let me tell you, people notice. They may not always comment on it, but they notice. I remember a young woman who worked in a large corporation. She wasn't the most outspoken in meetings. She didn't lobby for promotions or sing her own praises. But every project she touched, every task she was assigned, she completed with excellence. Her work was always thorough, always on time, always a notch above what was expected. You know what happened? Her work became her voice. Her output became her advocate. When opportunities for advancement came up, her name was always in the conversation, not because she campaigned for it, but because the quality of her work had been silently but persistently proving her worth all along. So how can you let your work speak for you? Start by setting high standards for yourself. Don't just aim to meet expectations, aim to exceed them. Don't just do enough to get by, do enough to stand out. Pay attention to the details. In a world where so many people are cutting corners, attention to detail is a rare and valuable trait. Make it your trademark. Stay consistent. Don't just produce excellence once in a while. Make it your standard operating procedure. Let excellence become your habit. Take pride in your work, no matter how small the task might seem. Remember, every piece of work you produce is a reflection of you. It's your silent ambassador, speaking to others about your abilities, your dedication, your worth. And here's the beautiful thing. When you consistently produce excellent work, you don't need to boast about your abilities. You don't need to convince others of your worth. It becomes a testament to your skills, your reliability, your commitment to excellence. So let your work be your voice. Let the quality of your output be your argument for your worth. In a world full of empty talk, let the excellence of your work be your silent but powerful proof of your value. 7, the power of initiative. There are two types of people. Those who wait for things to happen and those who make things happen. And let me tell you, it's the latter group that truly proves their worth without needing to say a word. Taking initiative is about seeing what needs to be done and doing it without being asked. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. It's about taking responsibility and ownership even when it's not explicitly your job. I once knew a young man who worked in a small startup. He wasn't in a leadership position. He didn't have a fancy title, but he had something more valuable. Initiative. Whenever he saw a problem, he didn't wait for someone else to solve it. He jumped in. He came up with solutions. He put in the extra effort to make things better. You know what happened? Within a year, he was leading his own team. Not because he asked for the promotion, not because he boasted about his abilities, but because his initiative had silently but powerfully demonstrated his worth. His actions had shown that he was someone who could be trusted with more responsibility. So how can you harness the power of initiative? Start by being observant. Look around your workplace, your community, your relationships. What needs aren't being met? What problems aren't being addressed? What opportunity being missed? Then, don't wait for someone else to take action. Step up. Offer solutions. Put in the effort to make things better. Don't do it for recognition or reward. Do it because it needs to be done, because you can make a difference. Taking initiative might mean staying late to finish a project. It might mean volunteering for a task no one else wants to do. It might mean speaking up with an idea in a meeting, even if you're nervous. It might mean taking on a responsibility that isn't technically yours, but that you know will benefit the team. Remember, every time you take initiative, you're sending a powerful message. You're saying, I care about this. I'm committed to making things better. I'm someone you can count on. And you're saying all of this without uttering a single word. In a world where so many people are content to simply follow instructions and do the minimum, the person who consistently takes initiative stands out. They prove their worth not through words, but through their actions, their commitment, their willingness to go above and beyond. So be that person. Be the one who sees what needs to be done and does it. Be the one who makes things happen. Let your initiative be your silent but powerful proof of your worth. 8. The eloquence of emotional intelligence. And in this world of ours, technical skills and knowledge are important. But there's another kind of intelligence that can speak volumes about your worth without you saying a word. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about understanding and managing your own emotions and being able to recognize and influence the emotions of others. It's about empathy, self-awareness, social skills, and the ability to navigate complex interpersonal situations with grace and effectiveness. I once knew a leader who wasn't the most technically skilled person in his field. He wasn't the one with the most impressive degrees or the longest list of accomplishments, but he had something that set him apart: exceptional emotional intelligence. This leader could walk into a room and immediately sense the mood. He knew how to diffuse tense situations. He could motivate his team without resorting to harsh words or threats. He knew when someone was struggling, even if they didn't say anything, and he knew how to offer support in a way that was genuinely helpful. Do you know what happened? People wanted to work with him. They trusted him. They were willing to go the extra mile for him, not because he demanded it, but because his emotional intelligence had created an environment where people felt valued, understood, and motivated to do their best. So, how can you develop and demonstrate your emotional intelligence? Start with self-awareness. Pay attention to your own emotions. Understand what triggers them, how they affect your behavior, and how you can manage them effectively. Practice empathy. Try to see situations from other people's perspectives. Listen not just to their words, but to the emotions behind those words. Show genuine concern for others' feelings and experiences. Develop your social skills. Learn how to communicate effectively in different situations. Understand how to build rapport, how to resolve conflicts, how to give feedback in a way that's constructive rather than demoralizing. Work on your self-regulation. Learn to control impulsive feelings and behaviors. Manage your emotions in healthy ways. Take initiative. Follow through on commitments and adapt to changing circumstances. Remember, your emotional intelligence shows in how you interact with others, how you handle stress, how you navigate conflicts, how you lead and motivate. It's evident in your body language, your tone of voice, your reactions to challenging situations. When you demonstrate high emotional intelligence, you're silently but powerfully proving your worth. You're showing that you're someone who can be trusted to handle complex interpersonal situations. You're demonstrating that you're a person who can create positive, productive environments. You're proving that you're someone who can lead effectively, even in challenging circumstances. In a world where technical skills can be learned and automated, Emotional intelligence stands out as a uniquely human attribute that can't be easily replicated. It's a skill set that proves your worth in subtle yet profound ways, influencing team dynamics, client relationships, and overall organizational success. Consider how emotional intelligence manifests in daily workplace interactions. When a colleague is visibly frustrated with a project, the emotionally intelligent individual doesn't just ignore the situation or offer platitudes. Instead, they might approach the colleague with genuine concern, actively listen to their challenges, and collaborate on finding solutions. This not only helps resolve the immediate issue, but also builds trust and strengthens professional relationships. In leadership roles, emotional intelligence becomes even more critical. A leader with high EQ can read the room during meetings, sensing unspoken concerns or resistance. They can then address these issues proactively, perhaps by adjusting their communication style or providing additional context to allay fears. This ability to tune into and respond to the emotional undercurrents of a team can significantly impact morale, productivity. Emotional intelligence also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. In any workplace, disagreements are inevitable. However, an emotionally intelligent person can navigate these conflicts with grace and effectiveness. They remain calm under pressure, seek to understand all perspectives, and work towards mutually beneficial solutions. This skill not only resolves immediate conflicts, but also creates a culture of open communication and collaboration. Furthermore, emotional intelligence is key to adapting to change, a critical skill in today's rapidly evolving business landscape. Those with high EQ are often more resilient in the face of uncertainty. They can manage their own anxiety about change while also helping others navigate transitions. This adaptability is invaluable in industries where disruption is the norm rather than the exception. In client-facing roles, emotional intelligence can be the difference between a one-time transaction and a long-term partnership. An emotionally intelligent salesperson, for instance, doesn't just focus on closing deals. They take the time to understand the client's needs, concerns, and goals on a deeper level. They can pick up on subtle cues during negotiations and adjust their approach accordingly. This level of emotional attunement often leads to more satisfying and sustainable business relationships. It's important to note that emotional intelligence isn't about being constantly agreeable or suppressing one's own needs. Rather, it's about finding a balance between self-awareness and social awareness. It involves recognizing and respecting your own emotions while also being attuned to the emotions of others. This balance allows for authentic interactions and more effective collaboration. Developing emotional intelligence is an ongoing process that requires self-reflection and practice. One effective way to enhance EQ is through mindfulness techniques. Regular mindfulness practice can increase self-awareness and improve emotional regulation. It helps individuals become more present in their interactions, allowing them to pick up on subtle emotional cues and respond more thoughtfully. Another key aspect of developing emotional intelligence is seeking and being open to feedback. This requires a degree of vulnerability as it involves acknowledging areas for improvement. However, this openness to feedback is itself a demonstration of emotional intelligence, showing self-awareness and a commitment to personal growth. Empathy, a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, can be cultivated through active efforts to understand diverse perspectives. This might involve reading literature from various cultures, engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds, or participating in role-playing exercises that encourage seeing situations from multiple viewpoints. It's also crucial to practice emotional regulation techniques. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather learning to acknowledge and manage them effectively. Techniques such as deep breathing, cognitive reframing, and taking a moment to pause before reacting can all contribute to better emotional regulation. In team settings, emotional intelligence can be fostered through activities that promote understanding and collaboration. Team building exercises that focus on communication, trust, and mutual support can help develop collective emotional intelligence. These activities can range from structured problem-solving tasks to more open-ended discussions about team dynamics and individual working styles. Leadership development programs are increasingly incorporating emotional intelligence training, recognizing its importance in effective management. These programs often include components such as self-assessment tools, coaching sessions, and practical scenarios that allow leaders to apply and refine their emotional intelligence. It's worth noting that while emotional intelligence is universally valuable, its expression can vary across cultures. What's considered an appropriate emotional response or interaction style in one culture might be viewed differently. And therefore, developing cultural intelligence alongside emotional intelligence is crucial, especially in global business contexts. The impact of emotional intelligence extends beyond the workplace into personal relationships and overall life satisfaction. Individuals with high EQ often report better mental health, more satisfying relationships, and a greater sense of fulfillment, as this holistic impact underscores the value of emotional intelligence, not just as a professional skill, but as a life skill. In the context of technological advancement and artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence becomes even more distinctive as a human trait. AI can process vast amounts of data and perform complex calculations. The nuanced understanding of human emotions and the ability to respond with genuine empathy remains a uniquely human capability. This makes emotional intelligence an increasingly valuable asset in a world where many technical tasks are being automated. Moreover, as remote and hybrid work models become more prevalent, emotional intelligence takes on new dimensions. Reading emotional cues through digital platforms requires a heightened level of awareness and skill. Those who can effectively convey empathy, build rapport, and manage team dynamics in virtual settings will stand out as particularly valuable team members and leaders. However, the role of emotional intelligence in innovation and creativity should not be underestimated. An emotionally intelligent environment fosters psychological safety, where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas without fear of ridicule or dismissal. This openness is crucial for brainstorming, problem solving, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Leaders who can create such an environment through their emotional intelligence are likely to see higher levels of innovation and creative output from their teams. In conclusion, while technical skills and knowledge are important, emotional intelligence is a powerful differentiator in both professional and personal. It's a skill set that allows individuals to navigate complex human interactions with grace and effectiveness, building stronger relationships, fostering collaboration, and driving success. In a world where technology is rapidly advancing, the human touch provided by emotional intelligence becomes ever more valuable. By developing and demonstrating high emotional intelligence, individuals can prove their worth in profound ways, often without needing to say a word. The silent eloquence of emotional intelligence speaks volumes about a person's capacity to lead, collaborate, innovate, and thrive in our interconnected world.